It's 7 o'clock somewhere. Okay, we will begin our Board of Commissioner regular meeting, September 4th, 2025, at 9:15 PM. Ms. Jones, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Roberts.
Present.
Commissioner Hall.
Present.
Commissioner Buffalini.
Present.
Vice Mayor McDonald.
Present.
Mayor Anderson.
Present. Item number 3 is prayer and pledge. Dear Lord, thank you so much for all the members of this community, and thank you for letting us serve as their representatives. Thank you for letting us listen to them and hear their voices and just do your will in service to our community and our love for this city of Fairview. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item number 4 is mayor's comments. Thank you for everyone who has hung out with us and stayed here. We appreciate you. Everyone at home, if you're still watching, we appreciate you being with us as well. Everyone, please speak clearly and loudly into your mics so that everyone at home can hear. And if we have anyone speaking tonight, let's just be courteous and kind to each other. Thank you. Item number 5, citizens' comments.
There's one tonight, Mayor, Miss Leslie Street.
Ms. Leslie Street. I'm at 1062 Highway 96 North. I would like to bring to y'all's attention about item B on the old business. This is another subdivision development, 71 townhomes on 11 acres that will back up to another part of our family farm. And since we've already had destruction on 2 sides, this is another side, and I would like for y'all to make sure that there are protections in place so nothing happens to the farm, instead of waiting till it's already done. Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 6, approval of the agenda.
Move to approve.
Second.
Ms. Jones?
Commissioner Hall.
Aye.
Commissioner Buffalini.
Aye.
Commissioner Roberts.
Aye.
Vice Mayor McDonald.
Aye.
Mayor Anderson.
Aye. Point of order. Ethan, were we supposed to remove an item tonight?
No, we'll get to that once we get to it.
Thank you. Item number 7, public announcements, awards, and recognition. Mr. Ross.
Good evening. Just want to remind everyone that on Saturday, September 20th, we'll be having Nature Fest at Bowie Nature Park from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. And then we have the Fall Fun Day at Bowie Nature Park, which is on October 11th. And we'll be having a touch truck event as well. And just a little brief recap of public information stuff. Just want to remind everyone that we have a message alerting system. You can text FV Alerts to 888-777. Again, that's FV Alerts to 888-777. And currently we have 3,427 people that are subscribed to text message alerts and 1,850 that are subscribed to email alerts. And in the last 30 days, we've reached 122,000 views on our social media page. So we're getting our content out there along with videos and messages and everything that we're putting out there. That's all I have tonight, Mayor.
Thank you. So what is Fall Fun Day?
So Fall Fun Day, we're going to have a touch truck event. We're going to have food trucks. We're also going to have painting of pumpkins and games and activities provided by the park staff. So it's going to be fun day between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m.
Well, that's my 60th birthday, so we'll have a big time. Ooh, it's hard to believe. All righty. Thank you. Any questions from the board? All righty. Item number 8, staff comments and monthly reports. A, city manager, Mr. Darty.
Thank you, Mayor, Board. Just a couple things to scheduling wise. We have scheduled the strategic planning session completion with MTAS Patrick Marsh for October 2nd from 5 to 7 prior to the BLC meeting. Also, we have Planning Commission meeting next Tuesday, the 9th at 7 o'clock. Thank you.
Item 8B, economic development position update.
Thank you, Mayor, Board. We were tasked to bring an economic development plan outline to this meeting. I'm going to touch on the 5 areas and the timeline we've provided and also the outcomes we're looking for. The comprehensive economic development strategy model designed by the U.S. Economic Development Administration is the basis for this outline and the foundation of the City of Fairview Economic Development Plan, which includes 5 sections. Number 1, summary background. Number 2, SWOT analysis. Number 3, strategic direction. Number 4, vision statement and goals and objectives. Number 4, action plan and implementation. 5, evaluation framework. Number 1, on the summary background, it will be the summary background of the economic development conditions in Fairview. The summary background will answer the question, what have we done, and present a clear understanding of the local economic situation supported by current relevant data. Number 2 is SWOT analysis. It's an in-depth analysis of Fairview's economic strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. The SWOT analysis should answer the question, where are we now, by using relevant data and background information to identify the critical internal and external factors that speak to Fairview's unique assets and competitive positioning. Number 3, strategic direction. This will be developing a vision statement and goals and objectives. The strategic direction should answer the question, where do we want to go? By leveraging the analysis undertaken in the SWOT, it should logically flow from the internal and external factors that speak to Fairview's assets and limitations and its role to building capacity. The strategic direction should evolve from clearly defined vision and prioritized goals and measurable objectives. The vision statement, goals, and objectives should respond to the analysis of the Fairview's economic development potential and problems derived from the SWOT. Number 4, action plan. The action plan answers the question, how do we get there, and is based primarily on the prioritized goals and objectives of the strategic direction. The action plan distills the visions, goals, and objectives into concrete, specific actions to achieve economic development aspirations. Building on the well-defined strategic direction, the action plan should explicitly describe how Fairview will work together to achieve its goals and measurable objectives. And number 5, evaluation framework. The evaluation framework is an important element to gauge progress and success of the economic development plan. It should answer the questions, how are we doing and what can we do better? Timeline for getting this plan completed. Excuse me, I can't talk. It's past my bedtime. Wanted to give updates to the board on where we were in each section. I've scheduled October 16th for update on the background summary. November 6th, update on the SWOT analysis. November 20th, update on the strategic direction. December 4th, update on the action plan. And December 18th, update on evaluation framework, and these will all be at BOC meetings. These are the 5 desired outcomes produced by this plan. Number 1, a clear understanding of current economic positions supported by relevant data that answers the question, what have we done? A clear understanding of Fairview's economic strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats with defined factors contributing to each, which answers the question, where are we now? Establish Fairview's strategic direction by leveraging summary background data, SWOT analysis information to develop an economic development vision with goals and measurable objectives that answers the question, where do we want to go? Develop the action plan by prioritizing goals and objectives and establishing measurable activities for achievement, which answers the question, how do we get there? And number 5, establish an evaluation framework that identifies performance measures for activities that gauge the success based on the impact toward achieving goals and objectives, ultimately gauging the success of the economic plan and answering the questions, how are we doing and what can we do better? That is the timeline, the outline that I've come up with. I've looked at several models, and I believe this one through the U.S. Economic Development Administration is a very solid plan to go by, and I believe that we're going to get the desired results from doing this. It's an aggressive timeline, but I believe it's going to be a very positive and fruitful exercise. Thank you.
Mayor.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Doherty. I appreciate that. That was really well laid out, very clear. I appreciate the timeline. Thank you so much for that. Just one question. Which staff are working on this?
The Economic Development Officer will be heavily involved. We will lean on planning staff for some things, but they are pretty covered up right now, so we will, but probably those will be the main 2, and then we will do a lot of reaching out to other entities about different data sets and what fits best for Fairview. We're going to do a lot of analyzing of the 2040 plan. There may be other staff that, as we go through, we think may can help, but primarily planning, myself, and Economic Development Officer.
Thank you so much.
Item number 9, consent agenda. A, minutes from August 21st, 2025, BOC regular meeting.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Jones?
Vice Mayor McDonald,
Aye.
Commissioner Roberts.
Aye.
Commissioner Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner Buffalini,
Aye.
Mayor Anderson.
Aye. Item number 10, old business. A, Resolution 39-25, a resolution of the City of Fairview Board of Commissioners to accept the design for welcome signs and granting authorization for the city to move forward with the project. Mr. Daugherty.
Thank you, Mayor, Board. I believe Ethan was very involved in this project, and I'm going to let him share in the glory. Thank you.
We heard at the last Board of Commissioners meeting that there's a consensus to have voting be extended through the last week. Total vote counts, it is in your packet if you have the electronic packet. Sign A concept received 32 valid ballots, 4 invalid ballots. Sign concept B received 19 valid ballots and 6 invalid ballots. Sign concept C received 33 valid ballots and 5 invalid ballots. The invalid ballots were due to the following reasons. There were 3 that were improperly filled out, and there were 12 that were put in the invalid ballot total as non-City of Fairview residents, but I wanted everybody's voice to be heard, so made sure that those were included in there for your reference. So Signed concept C ultimately was what was selected by the public. 33 votes was the highest vote getter. And now it's your turn to make the decision.
Well, hearing from the public, I make a motion that we accept concept C and move forward with everything that needs to be done to see that that's built.
Second.
Ms. Jones?
Mayor Anderson,
Aye.
Commissioner Roberts,
Aye.
Commissioner Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner Buffalini,
Aye.
Vice Mayor McDonald,
Aye.
All righty. 10A passes 5-0. 10B, Resolution 40-25, a resolution of the Board of Commissioners of the City of Fairview, Tennessee, authorizing the mayor to execute the subdivision development agreement contract for Highland Trace Townhomes. Mr. Greer.
This subdivision development agreement is for Highland Trace Townhomes. Within this agreement is a reclamation bond for $584,605 and a performance bond amount for $1,943,050, set by our city engineer working with the developer for this project. This is our standard subdivision development agreement.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Mayor,
Yes.
I understand this is a standard agreement, but we had a citizen come up with comments, and I think that deserves us to at least ask a few more questions. We also know that this particular citizen has a family farm that has been surrounded and has had damage from developments. So, Mr. Greer, what's your analysis of potential impact from this development, if any? Are there steps in place to ensure that another angle of this farm isn't impacted by development and water runoff? What might we say to respond to the citizen comments, and what measures are in place so that the city can be on top of it before the citizens complain about damage? Or the developer can be on top of it, but what are we doing to ensure that?
One thing that we've done in the last couple months is that myself and another member of my staff have also been level 1 certified for erosion protection and sediment control through the state Tennessee Department of Environmental and Conservation. And so we have been, gained knowledge in our staff to help go out and be proactive in situations that we haven't always been able to be as proactive in the past. We will hold the developer to the agreement that they will comply with their approved construction plans and their approved erosion protection and sediment control plans. And with that, we will continue to monitor sites throughout town now that we have a few more folks who are certified to do that.
Yeah, thank you so much for taking those steps and taking the time. I know that your time is a premium, and I appreciate you getting that additional knowledge and then sharing that with us tonight.
Ms. Jones?
Vice Mayor McDonald,
Aye.
Mayor Anderson,
Aye.
Commissioner Roberts,
Aye.
Commissioner Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner Buffalini,
Aye.
Item 10B passes 5-0. Item 10C, Resolution 41-25, a resolution of the Board of Commissioners of the City of Fairview, Tennessee, authorizing the mayor to execute the subdivision development agreement contract for Highway 96 townhomes. Mr. Greer?
Had to make sure that I had the right one. There are 4 projects on Highway 96 that all start with an H. Highway 96 Townhomes has a reclamation bond amount for $459,323 and has a site performance bond amount in the amount of $2,188,906. The developer has agreed and has signed these development agreements. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Questions from the board? Ms. Jones?
Commissioner Hall,
Aye.
Vice Mayor McDonald,
Aye.
Commissioner Roberts,
Aye.
Commissioner Buffalini,
Aye.
Mayor Anderson,
Aye. Item 10C passes 5-0. Item 11, new business. A, Resolution 46-25, a resolution approving a memorandum of understanding between Williamson County, Tennessee and the City of Fairview, Tennessee, authorizing the Fairview City Court to participate in Williamson County's DUI recovery program. Is there someone to speak? Yes?
Judge Crutcher was here to talk on this.
Oh, yeah.
Due to the length of the prior meeting,
Okay.
he left, which I think is understandable. He did talk to me directly about this. It sounds like through the questions that I asked him, there's really no negatives about it. It's an opportunity. Well, Williamson County offers it through the county court. It's an opportunity for individuals that have multiple DUIs to engage in this program, which offers a recovery opportunity for them. To me, it sounded like all good things. There's no cost, he said, to the city of Fairview. It's not going to hurt us in any way from what the courts generate. But at the end of the day, it's an opportunity for these individuals that most likely need help in some way, shape, or form to kind of be forced to take that, as it's an option to, I guess, take that direction from the court itself. It doesn't get you out of trouble, per se. There's guidelines once you're in the program that you have to adhere to, all of these checkpoints to make sure that you're staying clean and doing everything proper. But that was the gist of it. I don't know if anyone else has anything to add, but I figured I'd throw that in there since Judge Fletcher wasn't here.
It's a good program. Many counties have it. It's a progressive sort of program in that instead of just being punitive in nature, it actually tries to help the person recover and do better. And there are many requirements to stay in the program. And so I can tell you from my experience as a lawyer that I think it's a very good program. It has good results. I would, if you make a motion to approve this resolution, some language is missing from it at the very end where it says in the DUI recovery program and authorize the mayor to execute the MOU. That language is missing, and authorize the mayor to execute the MOU. So if we make a motion to approve and second it, it needs to be amended with that language, because the way the resolution is currently written, it doesn't have anyone signing it. Someone needs to sign it. Typically, it's the mayor.
What is the incentive? Do you know what the incentive for someone to go through this program is?
I believe they
I
can
mean,
get.
why would they?
I
would
believe
they
they can get
yeah.
their license back sooner than they ordinarily might. I don't know, because I do not go to this court. I represent civil clients, and so I just know by reputation. There's drug court, there's DUI court, there's teen court. And so it places a special emphasis on significant community problems, people problems, and tries to tries to actually address the underlying problem rather than just penalizing the person by taking their license away, because that very rarely results in the person actually stopping the problematic behavior.
Do you know if this is for a single offender or a multiple offender?
I do not know.
So I asked that
You know that?
question.
Yeah,
so
because that
this
would be
is-
curious to me.
This is not My understanding is it's not available if you are receiving your first DUI offense. This is for multiple offenders who clearly have a problem that need recovery. So this would incentivize them, I believe, I could be mistaken, but if they successfully complete the program, their record, whatever's on their record is reduced, I believe, as well. So there is additional incentives for them to see that program through. The duration of the program, I'm not sure. I'm sure it's lengthy enough for it to mean something. But like I said, they have to stay clean while they're in that program. So or I'm sure there's penalties if they opt to go that route and then not succeed.
Did he say what the length of the program is?
I did not ask that question, Mayor. I'm
So
sorry.
the Williamson County's website says Williamson County DUI Recovery Court offers treatment, supervision, and support for offenders who have been charged with DUI 2, 3, or 4 on a case-by-case basis. Additionally, persons having 2 or more pending DUI first charges or individuals currently charged with a probation violation and who are on probation for a DUI offense will be considered on a case-by-case basis. It serves as a constructive alternative for offenders with alcohol and drug abuse problems. DUI Recovery Court has graduated structure and follows specific guiding principles. The program includes jail time with outpatient treatment and intensive probation. It's a team concept involving the judge, the district attorney, public defender, defense bar, DUI court staff, probation officer, law enforcement, and an evaluator and a treatment provider who will evaluate the individual's progress at a weekly staff meeting. Eligibility requirements include currently charged with a DUI in Williamson County, charged with second, third, or fourth, currently charged with 2 pending DUI first offenses, currently charged with a violation of probation. They can't have a history of conviction for violent offenses. They must meet criteria for moderate to severe substance use disorder. They voluntarily agree to participate in the DUI Recovery Court. And then there's a long list of things they must do to actually graduate from recovery court. And the impact for those affected by substance use disorders, an opportunity to change their life through recovery, those who successfully complete the program, restore relationships with loved ones, bring an end to generational disorders, become positive contributing members of our community, increase public safety by not driving while impaired. 98% of all participants have successfully completed the program. More than 260 participants have graduated from the program. It receives no county funding. It costs the court $32 per day to provide services to a participant. It costs taxpayers $85 per day to house an inmate in the Williamson County Jail, where nearly all participants would end up if the program did not exist.
So is this an online program, or where are these people going to take this class?
It's not online. I believe it's in person. I
So do
don't
we
know.
have to have staff for that?
I believe
No,
all
it's
run by the
Williamson County offers it. It's something Williamson County is doing in their courts already. Fairview has Fairview's situation a little bit unusual because we have a city court that also functions as a general sessions court, which is unusual in the state of Tennessee. So Judge Crutcher is just wanting another tool to assist with how to handle DUIs and take advantage of a service the county's already offering.
A point of order. Should we have a motion before we continue the discussion?
Probably.
So help me out here, but I think I'd like to make a motion to approve.
I think
And
you just need to,
add-
I think you need to make a motion to approve this resolution and second it, and then it needs to be amended
And then do the amendment?
to,
Okay.
to include the language about being able to sign it.
Okay, motion to approve.
Second.
Okay. And I've got questions before we motion to amend. There are costs associated with this, and if somebody is deemed indigent, then they won't be paying their own costs. So it seems like that would fall to the city. Do we have any idea what kind of costs a program like this is incurred by a city?
I don't, and I guess what I would encourage is to put this on a future agenda when Judge Crutcher can be here, because I'm really not, I'm familiar with it, but I'm also familiar with plumbing and electrical work, and I wouldn't encourage you to hire me to do that work in your house. So I think it would be a good idea to,
So I'll make a motion to defer it to a
Yes.
later date when Judge Crutcher can be here, just because I think we have more
So,
questions than can be
just,
answered.
if I may, I can semi-address that. I asked that question. I was told that it would have no financial impact to the city of Fairview, regardless of the outcome. It's an application process. It's not just anybody like, oh, it's my third DUI, I want to go into this. You apply. There's a board of, sounded like 6 or 7, potentially more, that review applications and then select who is best to go into the program. My understanding is Williamson County has been doing this for the better part, more than 10 years is what I believe I took from that conversation, with a lot of success, to the point that the website made the cost of putting someone in jail is higher than the cost of putting them through this program, and ultimately leading to a better outcome. There was something else that one of you said that I felt Judge Crutcher addressed, and I can't recall what it was. Sorry.
No, that's okay. Thank you. Thank you for
Oh, I remember.
covering this. Yeah. Well, go ahead.
I believe he has been, so this program started in Williamson County, and it sounded like it's a program with the success it's having. A lot of municipalities have been interested in it. From what it sounded like is Judge Crutcher's been trying to get the blessing to be able to access this program for a while, and he finally has gotten that. I asked him to just throw out on the table any negatives that he could possibly think of that would come from this program, and he couldn't think of one. Now, I know he's in favor of it, but I don't see why he wouldn't be upfront and transparent with that either. So
Yeah.
I'm comfortable voting on it tonight. I think it's a positive. I don't see a negative that could come from it. But that's, up to you all as well.
Thank you. I appreciate you reporting on your conversation with him. I still think I would feel more comfortable if we could ask some back and forth questions and maybe get a little bit of background information, fix the formatting, and just have an opportunity to ask Judge Crutcher.
Yeah, if you defer tonight, I would ask that, I guess it's probably Rachel could add the language, and that way when it comes back to you, it comes back with the language to have the mayor be able to sign it.
I'm going to second that motion
To defer.
to defer, sorry.
Okay, so deferral takes precedence over any other motion, is that correct? Okay. Ms. Jones?
Mayor Anderson,
Aye.
Commissioner Buffalini,
Aye.
Commissioner Hall,
Nay.
Commissioner Roberts,
Aye.
Vice Mayor McDonald,
Nay.
Mayor, when did you want to defer to? Did you want to set a date?
Just the next meeting.
Next
Fine.
meeting.
Is that good?
I think without you saying it, the default would be the next meeting, so I think we're okay there. And Rachel, I can give you that language unless you already got it. Okay, good.
Item 11A is 3 for deferral and 2 not. 11B, Resolution 47-25, a resolution calling for a public hearing on the proposed annexation of territory into City of Fairview by owner consent with RS40 single-family residential zoning and approving a plan of service, Fairview Boulevard, 111.66 plus or minus acres, map 070, parcel 005.01. Mr. Greer.
This annexation comes to you with a positive recommendation from the Planning Commission with a vote of 6-3. There's a representative here tonight to answer any questions you may have.
Move to approve.
Second.
Representative can come forward and just state your name and address for the record, please.
Good evening, Rob Moulton, SEC, 850 Middle Tennessee Boulevard, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, 37129. This request by the owner is to be annexed in the city with the intention to do a residential subdivision on the property. We're looking at the rezoning coming through here relatively soon on that side to rezone the property for residential uses.
Mayor? So this is what we're hearing right now is proposed annexation. And then what's the rezoning?
Rezoning request that is in the queue to come through Planning Commission is for RS10 on the property. It will be coming through default as RS40 with the annexation, but the rezoning request will bring it through as an RS10 rezoning request.
How many units do you anticipate that being on this parcel?
It's hard to say with it being, if you're doing pure math and we're talking, how many acres do we have on this? 111. With this property being very hilly in a lot of places towards the southern section of this, we also have Deadfall Branch along the frontage of 100 and a couple other creeks and tributaries. So it's a very cumbersome piece of property. The RS10 request is because of all these encumbrances upon the property that the RS40 would not make logical sense from a development standpoint. We're going to try to stay out of those hillier sections to more or less utilize the flatter portions of the property for development. Hence, bringing down the size of the request for the RS10 would then give us more or less the same lot yield we would get if we did the RS40 on that side.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions?
I just want to say too, to the public and just general, that this approval tonight just moves it to a public hearing, and this will be heard a second time.
Ms. Jones?
Commissioner Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner Buffalini,
Aye.
Commissioner Roberts,
Aye.
Vice Mayor McDonald,
Aye.
Mayor Anderson.
Aye. 11B passes 5-0.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Item 11C, Resolution 48-25, a resolution calling for a public hearing on the proposed annexation of territory into the city of Fairview by owner consent with RS40 single-family residential zoning and approving a plan of service. Old Franklin Road, 10.07 plus or minus acres, map 046, parcel 054.02. Mr. Greer.
This 10-acre parcel off of Old Franklin Road comes to you tonight with a positive recommendation from the Planning Commission for annexation with a vote of 9 yes, 0 no. There's a representative here tonight to answer any questions.
Bless you.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Would the representative please come forward and state your name and address for the record?
Rob Moulton, SEC, 850 Middle Tennessee Boulevard, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, 37129. I'm available for any questions you may have.
Mayor?
Yes.
So I know that we're talking about annexation tonight, but since we just covered a rezoning in the previous one, so are you planning to rezone this one as well?
Yes, the rezoning for this is in concurrence with this moving through the next month. The land use plan does allow for R20, which is what we'll be requesting for the rezoning on that property to be R20.
And Mr. Greer, what are the surrounding properties on this?
You have a RS40, you have a RS15 pod across Overby Road from it, and on the north side, you have R20 with Castleberry on Old Franklin.
Thank you.
Ms. Jones?
Vice Mayor McDonald,
Aye.
Commissioner Roberts,
Aye.
Commissioner Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner Buffalini,
Aye.
Mayor Anderson.
Aye. Item 11C passes 5-0.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Item 11D, Resolution 49-25, a resolution of the City of Fairview, Tennessee Board of Commissioners agreeing to the purchase of specific property and authorizing the mayor to execute a purchase contract and related documents. Mr. Darty.
Thank you, Mayor Board. This is for purchasing property for the police training facility.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any questions from the board? In Hickman County. Just making a point of that. All right, Ms. Jones?
Vice Mayor McDonald,
Aye.
Commissioner Roberts,
Aye.
Commissioner Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner Buffalini,
Aye.
Mayor Anderson.
Aye. Item 11D passes 5-0. Item 11E, Resolution 50-25, a resolution of the Board of Commissioners of the City of Fairview, Tennessee, authorizing the mayor to execute the subdivision development agreement contract for City Center Phase 2. Mr. Greer.
City Center Phase 2 has a reclamation bond in the amount of $2,882,533 and a site performance bond amount in the amount of $10,684,817. This project is right next door to where we sit tonight.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Jones?
My apologies, Board. I missed an email from our city engineer about this item. Curtis has asked that this be deferred to the next meeting, so September 18th.
Motion to defer to September 18th.
Second.
Ms. Jones?
Commissioner Roberts,
Aye.
Commissioner Buffalini,
Aye.
Commissioner Hall,
Aye.
Vice Mayor McDonald,
Aye.
Mayor Anderson.
Aye. Item 11E, 5-0 to defer to the next meeting. Item 11F, Resolution 51-25, a resolution of the Board of Commissioners of the City of Fairview, Tennessee, authorizing the mayor to execute the subdivision development agreement contract for Bowie Meadows Phase 2. Mr. Greer.
This is also on the email from Curtis asking to be deferred until September 18th.
Motion to defer to the September 18th meeting.
Second.
Just real quick, was there a reason given why they wanted to defer?
There was no reason given in the email. He just said that to myself and Ms. Jones that they were being requested to be deferred to the next meeting
By the applicant.
by the applicant,
Okay.
yes.
Ms. Jones?
Vice Mayor McDonald,
Aye.
Commissioner Roberts,
Aye.
Commissioner Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner Buffalini,
Aye.
Mayor Anderson.
Aye. Item 11F, 5-0 to defer to September 18th. Item 11G, Ordinance 2025-16, an ordinance to amend the zoning ordinance of the City of Fairview, Tennessee by rezoning a 17.74 plus or minus acre parcel located on the north side of Boone Street, east of Fairview Boulevard, consisting of Williamson County Tax Map 042, parcel 132.00, from RS40, single-family residential, to RS8, single-family residential, property owner Christine Bryson. Mr. Greer.
This comes to you with a positive recommendation from the Planning Commission to rezone from RS40 to RS8. The applicant is here tonight to answer any questions you may have.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Jones?
Vice Mayor McDonald,
Aye.
Commissioner Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner Roberts,
Nay.
Commissioner Buffalini,
Nay.
Mayor Anderson.
Aye. Item 11G passes 3-2. Item 11H, ordinance 2025-17, an ordinance to amend the zoning ordinance of the City of Fairview, Tennessee by rezoning a 24.80 plus or minus acre portion of the 75.91 plus or minus acre tract of land located at the southern terminus, okay, of Kingwood Boulevard, consisting of Williamson County Tax Map 042, parcel 123.00, from R20, 1 and 2 family residential to RS5, single family residential, property owner, Land South LLC. Mr. Greer.
Staff is asking for this project to be referred back to the Planning Commission. There was an error in the resolution in our staff report. The applicant submitted the deed that listed 24.8 acres as the parcel of interest for this project, as they separated out their parcel into two different tracts. That deed is for the southern portion and not for the northern portion. The correct acreage is 51.1 acres, and for the Planning Commission to reconsider with that new information, we need to send it back to them.
Motion to refer back to the Planning Commission.
Second.
Ms. Jones?
Commissioner Roberts,
Aye.
Vice Mayor McDonald,
Aye.
Commissioner Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner Buffalini,
Aye.
Mayor Anderson.
Aye. 11H, motion to send back to the Planning Commission. Item 11I, ordinance 2025-18, an ordinance to amend the zoning ordinance of the City of Fairview, Tennessee by rezoning the entirety of 3 parcels totaling 53.162 plus or minus acres located south of Old Cox Pike and west of Pinecrest Court, consisting of Williamson County Tax Map 043, parcel 015.00, 052.00, 00053.00, from RS40, Single Family Residential, to R20, 1 and 2 Family Residential, property owner Marlon Cunningham. Mr. Greer?
This property was recently annexed with the base zoning of RS40. With that annexation request was a subsequent request for rezoning that was made at the same time. The R20 request did receive a negative recommendation from the Planning Commission. The property directly adjacent to this is zoned R20. It is the Pinecrest subdivision. And so staff had a positive recommendation for approval for the Planning Commission. Our stance stays the same, that it is in alignment with the 2040 comprehensive plan of being half-acre lots on that parcel. The applicant is here to answer any questions you might have tonight.
Move for approval?
Second.
The representative, please come forward, state your name and address, please, for the record.
Good evening, Todd Olson with Anderson Del Caps, 618 Grassmere Park, Nashville, 37211.
Marlon Cunningham, 2020 Garfield Street, Nashville, Tennessee, 37221.
The request for R20 is for the 20,000 minimum single-family lots. Preliminary sketch shows only going to have about 70 to 75 lots, so it's significantly less than the R20. So it's 1.4, 1.5, or 1.3, 1.4 units per acre. I think the R20 Pinecrest next door is 1.7, 1.75, or, so it'll be less dense than that. And the reason for the R20 is because of the site characteristics and also for some of the infrastructure that was agreed upon to improve the force main and the sewer for the Fairview in that area.
I had talked with Michael Rogers at the Water Authority of Dixon Water Authority, and they had been having some issues with some of the grinder tanks at Pinecrest. And when I recommended to put in a larger pump station in my property to be able to get relief for them to go into my pump station and then tie back into the main going out, it's going to relieve that area a lot and give a whole lot more relief in that the grinder pumps is giving them a lot of problem there. They're having to go all the way to Hall Road, and it's probably 1.5 miles or so, or right at 1 mile or something like that. They're struggling to do that. They're having trouble with them failing.
Mr. Cunningham, I believe you and I discussed the possibility of a buffer backing up to the homes at Pinecrest. You was going to keep some of the trees that were there, but we discussed possibly putting in year-round foliage that
Yes, sir.
would border that property to sort of separate the two. I believe you discussed that you would be willing to do so.
Yes, sir, I don't have a problem doing that.
Okay, thank you.
Mayor? Mr. Cunningham, I want to say that I appreciate the upgrade in the pump station and helping the division next to it, subdivision as well. So thank you for keeping that in consideration.
Mayor? Yes. And I'd like to acknowledge, I think that is an asset to having this new development, but that said, I still have concerns about going into something that's higher density. So we have Pinecrest already. Mr. Greer, do you know how many units are in that subdivision? While you look that up, I can keep rolling. I know it's late. But my concerns are a couple-fold. So Dice Lampley would be one entrance for this subdivision, and that's a very rural, curvy road. Across the street from there are single-family homes, not a development. And then behind those is Bowie Park. And then coming out onto Old Cox Pike, there's a farm. It's on a downslope. We talked about this before when you were doing the annexation, and I'm very concerned about that farm. In the Planning Commission, when they discussed this property, they discussed this as a transitional property, so it would go from the R20 of Pinecrest to an R40, then to the rural farmland that's outside of it. So I like that transition better because it keeps in mind that there's farmland on Old Cox Pike, there's farmland on Dice Lampley. We don't have the road infrastructure in place for 75 more homes. It just seems like an awful lot in a location that's still on our frontier of our rural.
One good thing about this area that you can go out on Dice Lampley, go out that way to hit Highway 100. You can go back out across from Dice Lampley, go out, I guess it's Anderson, go out that way to hit 96. You can go up Cox Pike, go out if you want to go at 840 to hit Spencer Mill, or you can go up Cox Pike and hit 100.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got 4 or 5 different ways you can get out of that area.
You do. If you're going to go to Nashville to go to work, you're going to go Dice Lampley to 96. And where Dice Lampley and Northwest Highway connect, we have 2 major subdivisions already and no road improvements under place, and another major subdivision getting ready to be approved. So this just goes back to the previous conversations that the board had with the annexation, which is we don't have the infrastructure for what we already have getting built. And I'm very familiar with this part of town. And I am concerned about the traffic. I mean, this is a balance. I love the septic, the idea that the water would be an improvement, but on the other hand, I don't know why this needs to be denser than an R40 and be a transition property going out toward the more rural areas. And I really would like to be mindful of those farms that exist right next door to this. And there's a new home, a single-family home being built on the other side of the property for this on the entrance to Dice Lampley right now. So that would be a bit of a buffer between the development and the rural properties that lie next door on Dice Lampley. And then there's that creek right there. So, and eventually that house, I mean, that could be surrounded. But it's all right there by the park also. So those are the thoughts and concerns I have. And Mr. Greer, did you find the answer to the question?
The answer is 41 units.
41. So this would be almost twice the size of Pinecrest as well if the rezoning is approved.
I think the properties, I actually developed that Pinecrest also, and I think it was 23 or 24 acres, and this is 53 plus acres. So twice the size.
So twice the size, yeah. Okay, thank you.
Mayor. Mr. Greer, if you could, staff recommendation was to approve this. It matches the 2040 plan. It fits. Can you articulate to the board and to those watching what the reasoning behind the dissenting votes of no from the Planning Commission were?
So there was a prevalent conversation that happened with the Planning Commission about one of the tracts of land that is a 4-acre piece of this property that Mr. Cunningham is seeking to rezone. It has a conservation subdivision listed as the appropriate use. It falls within the rural settlement future land use. And so there was quite a discussion about a rural settlement and R20 conservation development for that 4 acres. It still would be an R20 development. This is only 4 acres out of the entirety of the site. The rest of the site has a new residential medium future land use description, which gives for appropriate land uses of single-family detached, which is what Mr. Cunningham is seeking to build. The development character is a conventional neighborhood, traditional neighborhood, a conservation development, and the appropriate zoning is a RS40 or R20 with a PUD. The R20 with a PUD, staff has tried to not continue in that direction. If you've looked through our drafted zoning documents, PUDs are proposed to be going away, and so we've tried to steer away from that. There seems to be several advantages for the development side that the city has never really gotten any advantages from the PUD side, that where you have some give and take with variances and opportunities given to the city for infrastructure improvements. And so we tried to eliminate those in the new zoning regs and just keep the R20. Typically, we see R20 with a PUD used for lot sizes of about 10,000 square feet, where our regulations today permit R20 with a PUD to cut the lot size to 50% of the required regulation, which would, in this case, would be 20,000 square feet. The PUD allows them to do 10,000 square foot lots. They could also seek other variances to do variable lot sizes, such as we've seen in some other neighborhoods in the community. Granted, that would have to be granted by the Planning Commission and the Board of Commissioners. But at a minimum, to meet the standard of a PUD, they could do a 10,000 square foot lot with an R20 PUD. And so to try to maintain our pathway of growing lot sizes in the community, having a straight R20 zoning, you get into a straight 20,000 square foot lot, and that continues to increase our average lot size across the community. To Commissioner Roberts' point, I know it's on the boundary of Fairview today, and we've had this conversation offline, but based on our urban growth boundary and the trajectory of Williamson County and the future growth, I strongly believe that this will not be on the boundary of Fairview for long. And so I urge you to consider that as you're making your decision. I fully expect our urban growth boundary to continue to fill in, especially over the next 15, 20 years, and this to be within the center of town and not on the edge of town.
Mayor? Yes. And thank you, Mr. Greer. Yes, we have talked about this, and it is in the urban growth boundary. And if the farmer had already sold all of his cows, and it looked like a lot of other farms that are packing up and leaving, I might have a different perspective on this. But those cows are there, and that really matters to me. So while it's in the urban growth boundary, that's a growth plan over decades. And if this were the property on the other side of Pinecrest that is on the corner of Dice Lampley and Cox Pike, that might be different because that really is on the inner side. To me, it would be different. But this is on the outer edge, and as it is today, and that really does matter. And I mean, you know, and Mr. Cunningham, it's nothing against applicants. I love our residents here, and but I wouldn't have annexed this in now. I would have thought it would be worth waiting a little while longer. And so I'm just also thinking about protecting some of what we have for a little while. I'm thinking about that farmer on the other side of this property. And I'm thinking about how we don't have to grow it so fast. And everything doesn't always have to be rezoned to smaller. And I also can hear the words of other people, which R20 can be more affordable homes. I mean, nothing about this is an easy decision. But this particular location, I'd really prefer to see it as a 40. With the topography and what's surrounding the outside of it.
I'll go last.
Okay. This is more of just a comment. I guess in being around the Planning Commission and coming to these board meetings prior to being a member of the board, on more than one occasion, on many more than one occasion, I have seen this room as full as it was earlier tonight, in opposition of RS5 or R15, whatever it might have been. And it was always, and you can go back and watch these meetings, the people that would get up and voice their concern of the rezoning to smaller lots would always plead for the board to consider half-acre lots. Always pushing, why can't we be R20? What's wrong with R20? So I say here today with the same question, I guess back towards the Planning Commission members that voted no, is if R20 is considered dense, then I'm not sure Mr. Greer is even needing to have a job with Fairview moving forward for much longer. I think in my opinion, R20 is the marriage of growth and rural sustainability, where you are still, yes, you're putting in neighborhoods, but they're large lots, more affordable than what an acre or more would be, certainly more affordable than farms are. It's just my opinion. I just wanted to say that this room has been packed of angry citizens with rezonings that have been in front of us, and they've pleaded with boards in the past for R20 to be considered, which I think is a legitimate request from them. This being R20, I have no issue with it, and I will be in favor of it.
So I spoke with Michael Rogers. He is very encouraged that the sewer is in this area is, that you're considering, improving it. That's one thing. The other thing is, I agree with Vice Mayor McDonald. The future of this area, I would love to capture an R20 while we can. I've been out on this property and the terrain, it warrants an R20 just because you are going to have larger lots, larger than R20, but there are some places that you just can't get the R20 lot because of the terrain. So in the past, I have voted on a project where they had, we voted R40 and found out because of, you know, there were 2 lots that were just 10% smaller, and that, you know, that kind of blew up the whole project because it didn't meet the R40 because of those 2 lots, and it was just 10%. And it actually was an improvement that was happening that would help the whole development and the neighbors. So just looking at this project and what I've done in the investigation with the sewer situation that's going to be improved, your lots are not all actually R20. They're actually bigger than that. Right. I don't believe the density is something that, I do believe the density is good, and I do believe that if, you know, in the future, it could be a different scenario. So I'm happy with R20, and that's just, you know, I think it's good for this area.
Mayor, if I may, question for Mr. Cunningham. Do you have an idea of how many phases this development will be broken out into?
Probably 2 phases is what it'll be. Well, I know it'll be 2 phases. That's what they've asked me to do, break it in half.
Thank you.
Mayor?
Yes.
Mr. Cunningham, do you have a developer or builder yet?
I do have. I'll be the developer myself.
Right.
And then Old South Properties is the one I'm looking at selling the property to.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Jones?
Mayor Anderson,
Aye.
Vice Mayor McDonald,
Aye.
Commissioner Buffalini,
Aye.
Commissioner Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner Roberts.
Aye.
Item 11I passes 4-1. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 12, roundtable, Mayor and Commissioners. Commissioner Hall?
Thank you, Mayor, Board, and all the employees, from administration to all the fire department, police department, parks department, public works, and the legal department, as well as the planning department. I don't know whether anyone's noticed today or not, but the trimming work is started today on the clover leaf, on trimming the shrubs and that type thing. Thank you for your input on all that, Richard. You probably put in a lot of extra hours helping me out there. Keith, could you portray, or Bray, could you put the picture up of the sign for the Bowie Nature Park so that not only us could see it, but also hopefully the citizens can see it? So everybody, has everyone seen the paper copy of it? Okay, good. Thank y'all for moving forward with it. Maybe we can get it digitized for the next meeting, okay? Thank you. That's all I have tonight, Mayor.
Thank you. Commissioner Buffalini?
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Board. Sorry, I'm a little under the weather today. I just wanted to thank our, our citizens for being out there today, and even earlier, the Fernvale citizens for standing up for what they believe in, and we appreciate that. I just want to say that I think it's great that we are relocating the police training facility to Hickman County, and we closed that deal hopefully in the next couple of days, and we'll have a closing for that. Tomorrow evening, football back right here at the high school. Friday Night Lights, they're taking on Fairview's taking on Hickman, and it's elementary night, so that is pretty great. And did we have a blood drive today? And if so, how did it go? It was bloody.
We did have a blood drive, and I'm not sure how many people came out.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you for that. I wanted to go, but I'm very much under the weather and taking some medication right now, so I don't qualify for that. But that's all I have to say for this evening. Thank you.
Commissioner Roberts?
Thank you, Mayor and Board. Thank you, all of the staff who are here so late. As much as I'd like to try to find a way to draw this out and keep us together even longer, I'll make it very short and sweet. Mr. Daugherty, thank you for for working as hard as you did on the land purchase in Hickman County. That means a lot, and I'm very excited. And I've talked with a lot of people who are very excited and very encouraged. And so I just wanted to say thanks again for that, and to the board also for that. And I don't have anything else. I hope that everybody has a really great, safe drive home.
Vice Mayor McDonald?
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Board. I echo what has been said. Nice to see a full house, people coming out and having their voices heard. I do want to commend and say job well done to the new BOZA members. That was quite the baptism into public service for those individuals to come to a meeting. They probably weren't real sure how their first meeting was going to go, but I can promise you they did not anticipate that. And I thought they all handled it well. They spoke up. They weren't afraid to speak their opinion and ask questions. So just well done to them. That's all.
And thank you, Patrick, for your guidance, because as a new board and facing so many people and 3 hours, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, right? 3 hours. I'm sure that they were, comforted by the fact that you helped them through it. So I just wanted to, Ethan and I got to see Middle Tennessee Electric at their finest today. So just wanted to let people know that they're out trimming trees around power lines. So I'm just going to say that. They said, what did he tell us? How long is that going to be? I know, but he gave us a ballpark. Anyway, it's going to be for a minute. So if you see them out there, just be careful, because, they're in the streets, they're in the yards, and, it's anytime there's anything going on the streets. We were out there today, and people speed, and everybody needs to slow down, because, my car was out there, and I stopped, and probably I didn't want to go off into the ditch, and people were speeding. So please slow down, because I think that would be safe for all of us. But Middle Tennessee Electric's trimming trees, and then also I know that the intersection, we're going to try to keep updates coming. The intersection of Highway 100 in Cumberland, the much anticipated traffic lights, sidewalks, and turn lanes. Just know that this is something we've been wanting for a long time. It's going to really be wonderful when it's done, but in the process, there's a little bit of pain, and there are ways around it. I know that my sketch that I put online is not great, but I don't have a CAD program that I can use, so I did it by hand. So, it's on my site if anybody wants to look at it. But let's all just be careful and slow down and be courteous to people while all of this is going on, because once it's done, it's just going to be it's going to be great for our community. And I know that everybody's seen all the progress next door at City Center. I'm really excited about that. They're starting to, it's starting to shape up, and you can see the roads, and, so anyway, just great things happening out here. Please keep Fairview beautiful, and pick up trash and don't throw it out. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion. 10:30. We did it in half the time of the BOZA meeting.